earlier today we heard from President Trump. He said he plans to have the U.S. make individual deals with African countries. When you speak from the South African perspective, how close is the country to making a deal with the U.S. on a trade position?
I think we from my understanding, mind you, I'm not directly involved. My colleague from the trade side has been involved, including my colleague from the international relations. To my knowledge, we developed a document which we think is possibly a template for a potential deal.
Can you give us some insight into what that looks like? Because we heard from the central bank governor saying potentially if the current deal, the current tariffs stay in place, 100,000 jobs could be at stake. What does this document include?
No, the document, I'm not sure. I mean, as I'm saying, I'm not familiar with this serious content, but we're trying to exchange in which areas can you make concession for the United States. Mind you, from the U.S. side, is that, by the way, on the service side, they've got a surplus. We've got a surplus on the trade side. So what we're trying to say, how do we balance that in such a manner that we can achieve an equilibrium between the two nations? It is indeed part of our export to the USA is the automobile industry, which may likely be affected, and in certain circumstances, strategic areas, which will make those areas ghost towns.
Is there anything you can do to potentially offset those losses if a deal is not made?
Not with immediate effect.
Does that concern you? I mean, how do you feel?
Yeah, we are concerned because it's not with immediate effect. If the car assembly plants in South Africa, which are largely export to the USA, employ, if you include down the value chain, about more than 100,000 jobs.
And so then, as the finance minister, I mean, from where you sit, if a deal is not made by August 1st, what is your greatest concern at this point?
Look, my prayer first and foremost is that the deal should be made by August 1st. And secondly, we if it's not made, it'd be useful that we get an extension until we finalize the deal. Of course, the USA is a huge economy. If we lose a trading partner such as the USA is going to have a major impact and create more unemployment in the economy. And therefore, that should worry any Minister of Finance.
Let's talk about the G-20. We've been here now for a few days. This is the first official day for yourself and central bankers. What's your hope over the next 2 days?
Look, I've been saying to people, my hope is that we must have an agreement and emerge with a communique tomorrow, which is something difficult over the years, starting from Indonesia. And I've been around since Indonesia. It has been a difficult period to get a communique. If we can achieve a communique where all of us agree on some of the areas of work, that to me would be a major achievement.
What are the sticking points right now?
The sticking points are on the macro side. Issues such as the sustainable finance, those issues are sticking.
Is that from some of the bigger economies like the US and the UK? I mean, what is the issue with
the issue is, I mean, you would know the USA has taken a view on climate change, on climate finance, and all of those issues, and therefore bringing that stuff into the debate in the G20 create a bit of a difficult task for us. So that's one of the major issues. A second major issue are global imbalances, which affects another country with the Chinese. From the Chinese perspective, they see a reference to global imbalances as referring to them. So we're navigating all of those.
Are there deal breakers for you?
I think we're closer there.
You're closer to what?
To making a deal and achieve a consensus which will emerge as a communique tomorrow.
You're confident that there will be a communique tomorrow?
I suspect.
You suspect there will be?
Yeah.
Okay. Really quickly before you have to go, we did see South Africa recently get a loan from the World Bank. Are you planning any more issuances from MDBs anytime soon?
It's not the first time loan from the World Bank.
Right.
Let me just say, our government, particularly the ANC, has always had challenges with the World Bank arising from the early 80s, where the World Bank was seen as pushing structural adjustment and conditions. So there's been a reluctance in taking loans from the World Bank. But I can say since I've joined, this is not the first one.
Right.
So we've taken a number of loans. We're dealing with another one now, which is supporting performance related for municipalities. Again, it's a consortium of the World Bank, the KfW, the African Development Bank, all of them coming together to put up a loan for us.
How much are you looking for?
How much are we looking for? I'm trying to take it in dollars.
Oh, we can take it in rand as well.
Yeah, I think in rands overall is going to be about, the total loan is going to be about 54 billion.
And that could come by the end of this year?
I suspect it's going to be staggered because some of it is going to be going into municipalities. Some of it is on the what is called the policy loan.
I see. And is South Africa in a position to issue any euro bonds at this point as well in terms of financing?
Yes.
Is that something you're looking to do as well?
No. I don't do that operational work. There's a team that decides on the operational work, what kind of loans, a combination of those loans.
But do you think that is something that the country, the economy needs at this point, considering the confluence of the...
Yeah, we've done it in the past. It's not going to be the first time.
Okay.